Alrighty, welcome back to another Claude Code and Notion tutorial. Today we will be exploring the workflow of creating scheduled tasks based on meeting minutes that exist in Notion. So the flow that we'll be exploring is basically you hop into the terminal, or if you're using the desktop version of Claude Code, you say create meeting tasks. This will detect a Claude Code skill related to creating meeting tasks. Within the skill, we'll have instructions on how to query Notion to extract the context it needs. And then from that context, it will then create the scheduled task within the task database in Notion. So for this section here, this Claude Code will pull in information from the meetings database, so the most recent meetings minutes. Within there, we'll have some information about attendees, action items, etc. It will then pull in information from the Teams database, which will list a bunch of team members and then roles. So they could be in the marketing department, development, operations, sales, whatever it is. It will also pull in context from the projects database, so any active projects that we're currently working on. And then given all of that, it will pass the meeting minutes. It will map the different action items to the right team members based on their roles and maybe availability and these sorts of things. And then we'll assign those tasks to the correct project database, and we'll do this kind of intelligently using Claude Code superpowers. So that's the flow for today. So let's dive straight into Notion. So this is the typical demo Notion page that I have set up. The new one that I've created here is the meetings database, which has a recent meetings minute demo. It's got some attendees, discussion, action items, the next meeting. So you can imagine that in a workflow, you could have your meeting in Notion. Record your meeting in Google Meets or Zoom or whatever you're using. Use an extension, use a tool to be able to transcribe that meeting automatically, and then you can kind of use that to automatically create one of these records. Once it's on here, then we can interact with it using Claude Code. So we've got the meetings record in there. I have updated the team database to include a roles column, so operations, dev, marketing. That's how this the recent additions to this Notion demo account. So real quick, once you need to create the integration, so you go to your Notion integration section, create an integration, add your capabilities, connect the page, provide access to the pages and database that you want to provide access to for this integration, copy your secret, come to your IDE where you have your Notion kind of skill set up. Add your Notion token there as well as your relevant Notion IDs, databases, pages, blocks that you want to reference frequently in your skills. So that's the integration part with Notion set up. Now for the skill, you add your skills here in your .claude skills folder. This particular one we're calling create meeting tasks. This is it here. You obviously use Claude Code to create this, given you give it some information about what you want it to do. You give it access to the Notion integration key that we just added to the env file. It can go ahead and query Notion to get context itself about what's currently in your Notion database or Notion account. So it can kind of familiarize itself with what exists currently and what doesn't exist, and then it can go ahead and create this skill with that information. So this particular one, create meeting tasks, we are extracting action items from a meeting page and intelligently creating tasks with the right assignees based on team roles, time estimates, and project context. What it does when we call it queries the meetings database for the most recent meeting, reads meeting page content, discussions, and action items, fetches team members with their roles, reasons about each action item to determine best assignee based on role match, appropriate time estimate based on task complexity, project relation from meeting context, and then schedule these tasks for this week. And for this week in this current setup means Monday through Friday. So that's what we're trying to do. So let's CD into the project, navigate to the project where our Notion skills are located. And then we start a Claude Code session within that project. And by doing so, those skills become, those project scope skills become kind of active, and they can be invoked automatically. So we'll go Claude. And then let's do its thing. So, hey Claude, can you please create some meeting tasks for the most recent meetings minutes, and make sure when we schedule the tasks that we kind of distribute them evenly across the week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Thank you. So we'll let it do its thing. Notion, so we've got currently no tasks here. What we should see soon is some tasks being added to these to this week. Okay, so it's initiate invoked the skill, which is good. It's executing the instructions step by steps. Got the meetings and team info, so that's what it's done here. Now it's reading through the meeting content for action items. Give it a bit of time. It's been about 50 seconds or so. I just noticed at the top there was a warning for getting close to my session budget for Claude Code tokens. So hopefully we don't run out of tokens before this demo. So it's got all the meeting information here. This is what it's suggesting, blah, blah, blah. Looks good. Let's do proceed. So what you could do in the skills is, have this auto approve. But let's play it safe and auto approve it. So now we should start to see some things getting populated here. So we'll just kind of zoom out. Let it do its thing. Hopefully any time now. There we go. We can start to see some items being populated in real time. Does it distribute it across the week? Yes, it does. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Perfect. Well done, Claude. Congratulations. You are a legend. Okay, thank you very much. So as you can see here, and that was less than 2 minutes to quickly pass all of that and do that automatically. Which this probably wouldn't take too much time to do manually, but it's just one of those things where it's just like annoying, and like if you really focus, it wouldn't take much time, but it's just, if someone, if AI can do this for you, like might as well. And because it's programmatic, you can kind of make this like automate into an automated flow, so you wouldn't even have to manually trigger that skill. We can kind of stitch these things together and it be even more automated. But if you come in here, these are all linked to a project. So this one's Notion AI video, they're all Notion AI videos, allocated to different people. So Bob, Carol, Alice. So Alice is our, if we come to Alice is our marketing person. So this one's designed through thumbnails, so that makes sense. Bob is our, coming back here, Bob is operations, Carol is dev, Alice is marketing. So Bob, this is like operation related one. Don't know if that's operations, but he probably just needed a couple of different things. Carol, write script section and / commands and hooks. So that's a dev related one, and audit and priority. So yeah, you can obviously get it to pass the meeting minutes in however you want it to, and like output tasks in a particular way based on your criteria and based on how your Notion is set up. But the idea is you prompt skills with instructions depending on how you want everything how you want it to query and how you want it to generate, and then it outputs that and however you define it. So that's basically it. So thanks again for watching. This is another quick one. I'm trying to make these a bit snappier and kind of quickly demo use cases and kind of make them a bit more shorter and sharper. So if you have any other ideas, let me know. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace out.